How to create a custom Poxy Purse. Poxy Purse blanks can be purchased at Tumblerpoxy.com. You're going to want to sand the surface of your Poxy Purse, working one side at a time. And then you're going to want to clean the surfaces with alcohol to get rid of any sanding debris. Working one side at a time, you're going to want to tape off the edge to only leave the top side exposed that you're working on. And you're going to want to tape off the complete other side just to make sure that no epoxy gets on that bare metal. I love this green resin tape that can be purchased on Amazon because it gives the nice crisp lines. Here I am tracing the Poxy Purse to create my right size piece of fabric. I'm going to go ahead and cut both pieces while I'm here doing this, one for both sides. Next, I'm going to use a thin layer of our epoxy seal and paint the one side of the purse that I'm working on at this time. And then I'm going to place my fabric over top of that to adhere it to the metal purse. Don't worry if your fabric's a little bit bigger and has a little bit of an overhang, because once you do the epoxy seal over the top of the fabric and it hardens, you can trim up the edges. I allow this layer of epoxy seal underneath to dry for 45 minutes to an hour, and then I go over the top of the fabric with another thin layer of epoxy seal just to seal it in really good so the epoxy doesn't seep into my fabric. Poxy seal is awesome for fabric tumblers, for fabric purses, for scrapbooking tumblers and purses and vinyl, because it's super thick so it doesn't take much and it only takes one layer to seal fabric. I allow this layer of epoxy seal to dry a minimum of 24 hours, and then once it's completely clear, there's still a spot there, so I'm gonna let it dry longer. But once it's completely clear, as you see here, that white spot is gone, I can go ahead and mix up my epoxy, which I love Tumblerpoxy 2.0 for these purses because it's thick and it only takes 2 layers per side. So I allow each layer to dry like I would on a tumbler or another piece of artwork, and I sand in between the layers. And then once I let this sit for 3 to 5 days, I go ahead and tape off the other side and do the exact same thing. And then your end result here, look how beautiful this is. Once I'm all done with the epoxy work, I can then add my details like charms and the trim around the purse. I truly hope this helps, and I hope you have as much fun making these. If you have any questions, come to our Facebook group, Tumblerpoxy Tips and Tricks.